Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Lou.
You know, they say strange people live in Florida. We hear all kinds of stories about weird things that happen in Florida, but a very strange thing happened in California a couple years back.
This was strange.
A woman falsely accused of a gone girl kidnapping. That story, there's some new details, and we have them for you in this strange case next on Men Are So Smart. The California couple, falsely accused by police of staging a kidnapping 3 years ago, say they believe the real abductor didn't act alone. In a new interview with ABC News airing on 2020 Friday night, Denise Huskins explains why she feels sure that more than one person was involved.
Yeah, when he was still present above us, next to us, we could hear stuff going on downstairs. So cabinets opening or stuff being moved around, Huskins tells Amy Robach of Matthew Mueller, who broke into the home of her and her then boyfriend, Aaron Quinn, in March of 2015.
Wow.
Huskins and Quinn are now reportedly engaged. You could hear people walk away, says Huskins. It wasn't loud, but it was enough. You know when there's vibrations or movement.
Federal authorities have said they believe Mueller acted alone, using intricate tricks to make it appear otherwise, according to AP. The kidnapping investigation began on March 23rd, which is 3 years ago this week, when Quinn reported to the Vallejo Police Department that he woke up to a bright light in his face and that two people bound and drugged him before abducting Huskins and demanding a measly $8,500 in ransom.
But after Huskins reappeared 2 days later, police called a news conference and, citing a lack of evidence, declared the case a hoax perpetrated by her and Quinn.
Boy, do they regret that decision.
Oh boy, the case became erroneously known as the Gone Girl kidnapping, referencing the popular book and movie about a phony abduction.
Ultimately, however, authorities came to believe the couple was telling the truth, and in June of 15, prosecutors charged Mueller, a Harvard-educated lawyer and former U.S. Marine, with the crime. After Vallejo police publicly dismissed the kidnapping, the San Fran Chronicle received letters apparently from the person responsible who was upset investigators didn't believe the couple.
That's crazy.
The guy who did it was defending them.
Mrs. Victim F was absolutely kidnapped.
Absolutely.
One letter read.
No doubt.
We did it. We would rather take the chance of revealing the truth than live in a world where someone like Victim F is victimized again.
Yeah, you feel sorry for this
Yeah.
guy, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's
He's
pretty
changing.
human of him.
Yeah.
Authorities have said that it was Mueller who penned the rambling letters.
Included in the missives was a bizarre claim that the writer was part of an Ocean's 11 style group of gentlemen criminals. We are young adults, fairly recent college graduates, and up until now, this was a bit like a game or movie adventure, one letter read. We fancied ourselves a sort of Ocean's 11 gentlemen criminals who only took stuff that was insured from people who could afford it.
Mueller then pleaded guilty in 2016 to the kidnapping and is serving a mere 40-year sentence.
He'll be out before you know it.
Yeah. At the time, he told the court, "I'm sick with shame that my actions have brought such devastation. I hope my imprisonment can bring closure to Aaron and Denise.
First name basis.
Oh, yeah.
With his victims.
And I'm prepared for any sentence the court imposes."
Well, he got it.
Speaking to the 2020 this week, Quinn says it was convenient for Mueller to say he did it by himself, or police to say he did it by himself.
Because the investigation's over? Robach asks. Right, says Huskins. The couple has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit accusing the Vallejo Police Department of defamation, false arrest, and false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Among other things, Quinn claimed he was initially held for an 18-hour interrogation, during which officers accused him of killing Huskins after he reported her missing. They always go after the boyfriend.
You know what? That's not that unusual, though. So, I mean, hey, trust me, if your wife disappears or is kidnapped, or
I'm telling you right now, I don't know anything.
you're going to be at the police station for a little while. For their part, Vallejo police have said they were initially skeptical of Huskins' reported abduction because they didn't believe Quinn's version of the events, including that he had been drugged by the intruders. Last week, the couple reached a tentative settlement with the city of Vallejo for $2.5 million. That's not a bad payday. I'm not sure that they probably don't think it's worth it though.
No, it's completely changed her life.
Yep.
Joanna Altman, assistant to the city manager, tells People magazine the city was not commenting on the matter and is not in possession of a signed settlement agreement. 2020's interview with Denise Huskins aired last night on ABC and I'm sure is available on YouTube. Well, this story from the very beginning just reeked of movie plot. It's just a coincidence, though. This guy is a nut job. And the fact that he's a Harvard grad,
Yeah.
I mean, how much intelligence does he have? And had he applied this to something that was career-oriented,
Well,
this much effort, he would be doing really well instead of 40 years.
by the same token, the Unabomber was
That's true.
a freaking genius with multiple college degrees.
That's true.
So there's that. But it kind of reminds me a tiny little bit of, I can't think of her name, Sherry Pippin, or she was kidnapped. Her husband found her phone and earphones.
Oh, the girl from Reading?
Yes. And then she was released on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes,
maybe
in a field.
a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they still really don't have any idea. They kind of think maybe she was in on it. However, they learned their lesson, and they're not saying that.
No, and they're not going to go out alone.
They're not going to say that publicly, but I know that they're skeptical just because it's bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Do you think we'll ever really know the stories in these things?
You know what? I mean, if had I kidnapped her, I would take that to the grave with me.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So you're looking at too much time, and you can't trust anybody. And
All right.
however, when somebody gets dementia or something, and they
Blurt it out?
something out,
Mm-hmm.
you may want to pay attention to that.
So what have we learned today? We learned that the couple believes that there was more than one person that was involved in this kidnapping.
Right.
Which does tend to make sense. I mean, really, that one guy taking on two people, although he drugged them, I can understand that. And the other thing that we learned today is that the city settled with them for $2.5 million, which seems like a lot of money, but really in the long term, in the grand scheme of things, how long will their life be affected by this? How long does this story have to continue to make headlines?
Well, and if they're engaged, I'm paying for a wedding in the next 100 days.
And
It's going to take just about all 2.5 of that to pay for the wedding.
all right, well, as details come in, we'll keep you posted on this story and let you know. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And while you're at it, don't subscribe.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Don't touch that button that says
begging
subscribe.
you.
Please, you don't know what's going to
No.
happen. You could open the gates to hell.
However, about every 100th person that subscribes,
Yeah.
the winning lotto numbers will come up underneath it.
Oh, yeah, maybe you should subscribe after all.
So there is that.
You'll also find all the information like our website, menarososmart.com, our blogs, social media, and also our sponsors who make this program free to you.
Plus our social security numbers and our PIN numbers.
Yes, and
all that.
careful, don't touch that subscribe button. I cannot be responsible for what might happen. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
This has been another episode of Men Are So Smart. Next time, later.